So pre-trip inspection. The first thing we should check is to look under the truck, make sure there are no leaks like engine oil, transmission oil, antifreeze, power steering fluid, windshield washer fluid, and also a fuel. Then bumper should not be damaged or broken. License plate must be clean and visible and must have a valid sticker. Then the hood must be in good condition, not damaged or broken. Must be safely latched when you drive, so when you brake it won't fly up. Then headlights. Headlights, they must be properly mounted to the vehicle, clean, no cracks, light bulb must be working. And headlights, they have two functions, high and low beam. Then we have a turn signal. Turn signal, proper color is amber in front and red in the back. Turn signal also works as emergency light and parking light. And also we must mention that must be properly mounted, clean, no cracks, and light bulb must be working. Rims, no cracks, no welding, not bent on the edges. Lug nuts, they all must be present and tight. We should check for fresh rust around them, because that may indicate looseness. Also hubcap, here we need to check the oil level inside. To check the oil level, we need to pull this plastic cup and stick our finger inside. There must be minimum 1 inch of oil. And also air valve must be in good condition, no air leaking, and the plastic cup must be present. Door must open and close properly. We should check the hinges on door and cap, make sure they are in good condition. Windows must roll up and down. Mirror bracket must be properly mounted to the door, and mirrors, they must be clean, in good condition, adjusted for safe driving. Steps, they must be properly mounted to the frame, and there should be any slippery objects such as oil, ice, grease or snow. Battery box. Battery box properly mounted to the frame. Lid should always be latched when you drive. Inside the box, check for connections. They all must be tight, no rust, no oxidizing around them. Batteries, make sure there is a proper level of fluid inside, and no cracks, no leaks. Fuel tank also must be properly mounted to the frame by steel clamps. Under the steel clamps we must have rubber that prevents metal to metal friction that could cause sparks. We need to check the cup must be present and tight, and there must be a rubber inside. Connections, we have 2 air connections, and in the middle we have electric cable. The blue is service airline, the red one is emergency airline. We need to check the glad hands. They must be properly secured. Inside there must be a rubber gasket, soft in touch, no air leaks. Connections should not be tangled, twisted, they should not touch anything, and they should be from 6 to 12 inches from the catwalk. And also airlines under the trailer, they should be from 18 inches from the ground. Exhaust system, muffler and exhaust pipe must be properly mounted to the frame, and we should not have any leaks. Leaks are usually indicated by black spots. They are dangerous as poisonous gases such as carbon monoxide. If it gets inside the cup, it will poison the driver. Okay. And then we have a fifth wheel. Fifth wheel must be properly mounted to the frame, cannot be damaged or broken. The release arm must be in lock position. The locking jaw must be closed around the shank of the kingpin. Kingpin cannot be bent or broken. Fifth wheel must be greased on top. That is to prevent the steering problems. Landing legs. They must be fully up when you drive. When you turn the crack handle, both legs must go up and down at the same time. Crack handle must be secured in the bracket. Also, all the support bars must be present and in good condition. Upper rail, top, lower rail, bottom, and the nose front must be in good condition. No excessive corrosion or chemical damage, no dents, no cracks. And then on top of the trailer, on both sides, we have two lights. Those are clearance lights. The proper color is amber. They must be properly mounted, clean, no cracks, light bulb must be working. Those lights, clearance lights, they indicate the height of the vehicle, which is 13 feet 6 inches. Also, we have 5 lights on top of the truck. Those 3 in the middle, those are identification lights. Identification lights, they indicate the width of the vehicle, which is 8 feet or more, and 2 lights on both sides. Those are clearance lights, which tell us about the height of the vehicle, 13 feet 6 inches. Also, proper color is amber. They must be properly mounted, clean, no cracks, and light bulb must be working. And we should also look on top of the truck trailer to make sure that there are no objects like bottles or tree branches. And we should also look under the hood. Make sure all drive belts are present and tight, and check for general condition of the engine. If we look here, we can see the steering system parts. The first one is the steering wheel inside the cab. So steering wheel not damaged or broken, or truck is out of service. No excessive free play. More than 10 degrees or 2 inches on 20-inch diameter wheel means you have to repair it, but you can still drive. If more than 30 degrees, the truck is out of service. When truck is equipped with power steering, we need to check the free play when the engine is running. Then in the middle of the steering wheel we have an air horn, and on the both sides of the steering wheel are electric horns. Then we have a steering column shaft that cannot be bent or broken. Then we have a U-joints properly greased. Power steering gearbox properly mounted to the frame, no leaks. Then we have a pitman arm over here. Then we have a castle nut. We should check the cotter pin, cotter key. Then we have a drag link over here. Steering ring knuckle, spindle, and then we have steering arms and tie rod. Also, we can see front suspension parts. The first one is gonna be frame. Frame cannot be damaged or broken. No welding, no cracks, no drill holes. Then we have a spring hanger over here. Spring leaves, not missing or broken. Spring shackle must be properly greased. Then we have U-bolts over here, securely mounted to the axle. Then we have an axle over here. And hydraulic shock absorber must be in good condition, no L rigs, and steel rubber bushing and steel rubber pad must be present. Okay, and then back of the trailer, starting from top. On top cylinder we have 3 identification lights and 2 clearance lights on both sides. If they're not gonna be on top, they're gonna be on the bottom here on both sides. Then tail lights. Outside, outer, is a turn signal that also works as emergency and parking light, and inner is a stop light that also works as a parking light. All those lights, proper color is red. They must be properly mounted to the vehicle, clean, no cracks, and light bulb must be working. We must have a white clear light above the license plate. Also license plate must be clean and visible. Then we have a DOT ICC bumper DOT, Department of Transportation, and ICC, Illinois Commerce Commission bumper must be present, properly mounted to the frame, to the trailer frame, must be in good condition. The purpose of that bumper is, in case of rear end collision, it will prevent cars from getting underneath the trailer. And door must open and close properly. If we have a swing door, we must check the hinges. They must be in good condition. And let's explain how the air brakes work. So when you apply the brake pedal, the air goes through the air lines here to the brake chambers, and then it pushes out the push rod over here. The push rod pushes on the slack adjuster. The slack adjuster spins S-cam shaft, spinning S-cam inside. The S-cam pushes against the cam rollers on brake shoe, pushing the brake shoes against the brake drum, stopping the vehicle. And then when you release the brake pedal, the return spring over here pulls the shoes away from the brake drum, allowing the vehicle to move again. And slack adjusters here, free play cannot be more than 1 inch. So fire extinguisher, there are two types, ABC or BC. We must have one of those. Must be fully charged with safety pin inside. The needle should be in the green position and must have valid expiration date for 1 year. Okay, clutch pedal must be covered with rubber pad. No slippery objects on it, such as oil, ice, grease or snow. When you apply the clutch, it should go all the way to the floor and return back to the same position smoothly. And free play on the clutch cannot be more than 1.5 inch. Then we have a brake pedal over here. At normal air pressure, when you apply the brake pedal, it should not go all the way to the floor, cannot touch the floor, but when you release it, must come back smoothly to the same position. Also must be covered with rubber pad and no slippery objects on it, like oil, ice, grease or snow. And very important, no free play on the brake pedal. Then we have accelerator. Accelerator, also no slippery objects such as oil, ice, grease or snow. When we apply the accelerator, it should go all the way to the floor, and when you release it, it must come back smoothly to the same position. Also no free play on the accelerator. We should also have reflective triangles, 3 of them. And also we must have a whole set of electric spare fuses, seat belts, and latch working properly. So now we're gonna do the compressor test, see if it's working properly. So we need to put transmission neutral, then apply the spring brakes, and then we're gonna start the engine and build the air pressure to 85 psi. And from 85 to 100, the pressure should be built within 45 seconds. It should take no more than 45 seconds. So let's start the engine and let's see. Build the pressure to 85 psi. We already have 85 psi. So now we start timing. We wait for 45 seconds. And the pressure should be built up to 100 psi within 45 seconds. Already have 100 psi, and it didn't even take 45 seconds, so that means our compressor is working properly. Okay, now we're gonna do the governor test. We'll explain how it works. So about 100 psi, governor cut in, and the pressure rise to 125 psi when governor cut up, and then we hear the sound of the air valve. If the governor for some reason breaks down, it's not gonna cut off, and we're not gonna hear any sound at 125 psi. Then the air pressure will keep going, keep rising to 150 psi. At 150, emergency valve, which is located in the first tank, will open, and it's gonna release all the air pressure from the system. That will save our air brake system from air pressure buildup and explosion. And now we are going to check our system for any air leaks, and there are two ways to test to see if we're losing any air. The first one is the static test. To do the static test, we must reach the maximum pressure, which is 125 psi. So let's build the pressure to 125 psi. So we need to reach the maximum pressure, which is 125 psi. Then we need to put transmission in low gear. Then we need to turn the engine off and release the spring brakes, tractor and trailer. Then we wait for about 10 seconds. We need to let the system stabilize. And then we start timing. We should lose no more than 3 psi per minute in combination vehicle, and no more than 2 psi per minute in straight vehicle. So let's wait a minute and we'll see how much pressure we're gonna lose. Okay, we didn't lose more than 3 psi, so that means we don't have any major leaks. Okay. And now we're gonna perform applied pressure test. So